these are the tools that we'll be needing to create our very own aluminum can folded pen. To start, I'm going to set these aside, and here's the template. But we got some bamboo that was donated locally. So we're going to take this and measure about 10 inches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So right here. I've got a hacksaw, and what I'm going to do is, this bamboo is pretty strong, so I'm going to lay this down or hold it real tight and just kind of score all the way around. So as I'm sawing, I'm turning the bamboo so that I'm scoring the outside edge before I cut all the way through. This will help to prevent splintering. So you want to do that. And then when you've got the whole thing scored, then you can either snap it or just saw all the way through. This you'll probably need a partner to help you with, holding both ends of the bamboo while you're sawing, and I'm still turning it, so I'm afraid it'll split, so I'm just going to turn it while I'm sawing. So you can see some of that splitting happening. Okay, at this point, I'm just going to snap it, and there's my segment for my folding pen. And I'll put the hacksaw away. So now I'm going to get my can, and I'm going to poke the top with the X-Acto knife and poke the bottom. And be real careful when you do this. And I'm going to take my pair of scissors and cut the top and the bottom off. So I just have the barrel. And when you cut this, you can see the aluminum starting to curl, and it's pretty sharp, so be real careful when you do this. And we'll just set this aside and recycle that. You'll only need one of these cans for every 2 students, so you can share these. Alright, once you've got the barrel, you're going to cut down the center and split it open like so. And at this point, you can decide if you want the aluminum, clean aluminum on the outside, or if you want this funky pattern on the outside. I kind of like the orange, so I'm going to go with the pattern on the outside. But I'm going to cut this in half and give half of it to my partner. Okay, so this could make 2 folded pens. I'll go ahead and cut this in half. And look at, my folded pen template. So there are 3 folded pens that I have. And I have a piece of aluminum that's about the right size. And since I want the pattern on the outside, I'm going to fold it like this. So here's the folded edge. And I'm going to try one with the plain aluminum on the outside so I can show you this. There we go. You'll also need a Sharpie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this first one. This is the fine point nib. It'll make fine lines and dots. So I'm just going to hold it next to the template and just kind of replicate that curve. I'm going to make this base a little bit thinner because my tool, my bamboo is pretty thin, and it'll probably need to be even thinner than that. And I don't want it quite so long. I'm going to shorten it. So adjust your nib according to the stem of the bamboo. If it's a wider nib, you're going to cut it bigger. So now I'm going to take my scissors and cut this out with the folded edge on this side and the flaps on that side. I'm going to cut the excess off first and just kind of toss that in the recycling pile so it'll be easier to cut. And then I'm going to cut this, and it's a really sharp fine point, so I'm just going to cut that tip off just a little bit to round it off. Like so. And I'm just opening this up a little bit so that I can insert the bamboo like this and use my tape, just regular masking tape, maybe about 4 inches. And I'm going to tape this as tight as I can around the bamboo. So squeeze the metal together, and I'm going to swirl it downwards so that it's making contact, the tape is making contact with the bamboo stick. There we go. So it's nice and on there. So now I have a pen, and it should really start working right about now, but there are a few things that I'm going to add to this to make it stronger and look more aesthetically pleasing. Alright, so I've got a bit of yarn. Got brown and pink. I think I'm going to go for brown. This is about 2 feet. I may not need that entire length, but I'm going to tie a slip knot. And how I'm going to do that might be easier to see it against white. But I'm going to cross it over, make a loop like that, and then I'm going to take another loop, just like you're tying a shoelace. I'm going to tuck it underneath here and through this hole. So underneath and through, like that. And then pull this side so that it tightens. So this is a slip knot. It's going to tighten as I pull. So what I'm going to do with that is stick that around my pen and tighten it. And I'm going to pull the yarn up above the tape. What I'm trying to do is cover up the tape so that I don't have this ugly tape showing. And then I'm going to put this string down the body of the pen and take this other part of the string, the longer length, and start wrapping it tightly around the tape so that it's covering the tape. I'm just working my way slowly down, making sure I'm covering all of the tape, none of it's showing. Almost there to the bottom. And as I reach the bottom, I'm just going to go maybe one more time around. And then at this point, I'm going to take these 2 strands